let's go from barely qualifying in the character department to fully understanding who the character is and actually doing something different with it.
Yeah.
This is Really Sent. Came out on June 27th, 1959. Guards what happened on that day. Now, during this a Broadway sort of thing, so I'm not entirely sure if you know this play or not. But, what is it? Weast Sud Sorry closes at the Winter Garden.
Yeah.
So, a West Side Story.
One or two film adaptations of that one.
Closes at the Winter Garden Theater, New York, after 734 performances and
only
Tony
734.
Only 734. God damn it!
In 4 years, it won the Oscar, so I'm not worried.
Where's the pro cam? I want to see this performance. Wait a minute, there is one. It's called the movie.
Yeah. Well, you have your pick because the original is great, and also the Spielberg version is really good.
It is. It's really good.
I mean, look, I don't know how you can come close with to the original, but Spielberg actually was able to. So
this was written by Michael Maltese, directed by Abe Levitow. But you wouldn't be able to tell, frankly, because this short looks amazing.
Old New Orleans, city of many moods, enchanting in its old world charm, forever old, forever new.
This is it for a Pepe Le Pew cartoon. Like it's legitimately, it fits the Jones style so well. Given, I mean, Abe has been pretty much Chuck's right hand man for a lot of the 50s run.
Abe came up with Chuck, yeah.
So he absolutely aped the Chuck Jones style because Chuck probably took from Abe. Who knows? We begin with narration from no New Orleans resident, June Foray.
Wait, really?
No, I'm joking. She's doing a very big Louisiana accent to her voice performance. I'm like, yeah, sure.
Why not?
June's from New Orleans.
Sure.
As it's presenting how a father and mother cat have just had 2 daughters, and one of the daughters was born with a stripe upon her back that looks like a skunk. Oh, the misfortune.
Now, if this was a 40s cartoon, the cartoon would actually be the father trying to hunt and kill the skunk that slept with his wife. But no, this is a little sweeter.
As years go by and they introduce the main conflict, which is that the skunk-striped daughter can't get a boyfriend.
Then, Fabret. Poor Fabret.
Because all the cats around New Orleans think that she's a skunk.
All the cats around New Orleans? Is that a Harry Connick Jr. lyric? And all cats around New Orleans don't want to mess with me.
Speaking of Harry Connick Jr., Pepe Le Pew shows up in New Orleans.
Wait. What does he have to do with Harry Connick Jr.? I don't think he grabs around. Do you have allegations that the media hasn't gotten to yet, Mark? Harry's going to write in next week.
No.
I haven't groped nobody.
No. It's the old...
I was over here doing nothing.
No, it's the old Simpsons gag by Troy McClure.
Who'd have thought he'd turn out to be such a weirdo?
What are you talking about?
You know, his bizarre personal life. Those weird things they say he does down at the aquarium. Why, I heard...
Oh, Homer, that's just an urban legend. People don't do that type of thing with fish.
Famous skunk botherer Harry Connick Jr.? What are we doing?
No idea. So, I love how as soon as Le Pew is shown out of the boat, all the people are to lose their minds. They're all like, evac! Le Pew! And I love the wide shot of just all these people jumping off the boat.
Pew! Pew! Pew!
Pew! No, not Pew. Le Pew. Pepe Le Pew is my name.
Eventually, our she has a name. I'm
Fabrette,
just gonna
Mark.
go with what?
Her name
Can you repeat
is
that?
Fabrette.
Fabrette. Okay. So
I
Fabrette is walking in the
I
park.
don't know why I gave that as the same tone as Squeaks the Squirrel, Mark.
Jesus Christ. All right. So Fabrette is walking in the park. She's at Lover's Lane apparently, and I love how the June 4A narration is like wants to communicate with her. It's like, listen,
Yes.
Fabrette, like you have a boyfriend, yes? Like it's like okay. So eventually, Fabiette sees Pepe Le Pew and she loves him, which threw me for a loop. It's
Yeah.
like, wait, what? That's not how this works.
This isn't
Yeah,
in the
she just-
script.
Quelle est-ce? Ah, une belle femme skunk créole.
Go get him, Fabrette.
Vive la colonie américaine!
And this is where he says,
This must be the place.
"Oh, I didn't know Pepe Le Pew was the Talking Heads fan."
Is where I want to be, but I guess I am already there, is it not?
The name of the
That's a
ball
weird
is
conclusion on the A24 compilation of Stop Making Sense. You know, featuring Lord, Paramore, Sufjan Stevens, Pepe Le Pew. Everybody else is really good with the kids. If there's one person I know that is not good with Gen Z people, especially like hipsters, it's Pepe Le Pew.
yes, heaven. I love it nuts. The bar is heaven, and I'm playing the cash bar. Is it not?
Just a bunch of other people on the artist complaining to their publicists, like we tried to get away from behavior by this.
You know Paramore's been pissed. Like, god damn it. How much fucking drama does my band? No, we're not gonna work with him, okay?
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go fuck my guitarist again. I think that's the one. Anyway.
My little waiting for the rabbit, me. We will sail the sea of matrimony together.
I love that she is interested in Pepe because she finally found, after being rejected by all these gentlemen callers, she finally finds someone who's not only exactly like her, but who seems to want her equally. It's only when she realizes Pepe is a skunk that she realizes she doesn't want him. And again, the conflict has little to do with him overstepping any boundaries and more to do with him not realizing his scent deters women. Again, this is the him not being aware of his own odor thing that I was referring to in the last one. And it powers the rest of this. Now, the only thing about this setup is that it takes half the cartoon.
So Fabiette runs away. She hides behind a tree, and the narrator's like, "Oh, come on. Certainly they have to leave. You're not going to have his stench be a reason to not go forward, right? Come on, you need a boyfriend. Get out there."
I love that this cartoon has June Foray in the role of Ben Fromer Hitchcock from Last Hungry Cat.
Would you want the others to think you could not get a boyfriend?
Well, you did it, didn't you, Cat?
Yeah.
You got rid of that helpless little blue-eyed menace to society, didn't you?
Yeah.
Sardines and milk wouldn't have done it. You had to commit murder.
Murder?
Just from the heavens going, "Hey, what are you doing out there? Don't you want to get murdered?" That would be funny if they switched narrators for some reason. And Ben Fromer came in, "Hey, the cat seems to not want it."
Are you considered murder?
Why don't you murder him? Why not? Why not Zoidberg?
Okay. So it's like, okay, baby, just go out there. So she holds her
Will
breath.
be my blushing bride. Oh, how sweet. You are blushing for Pepe. Darling, you will love Paris. We will stroll on the Rue de la Paix. In the Eiffel Tower. Oh, I can see it now.
I love at the sequence is the animation are Fabienne, because she changes colors, the expressions change on her face. She's losing air. She's going out of the shot back into the
I like that. Just slowly exiting the shot. By the way, I want to, because I'm such a nice guy, I'd like to inform the listeners of something. You see, remember a couple minutes ago when I told Mark the name of the cat?
Oh.
Well, he initially
that
retained
Fabienne?
it, and slowly he's been mumbling the name of the cat because he doesn't remember it. Because it started out like, okay, Fabrette does this. Okay, Fabrette does this. Like, you think you're going to put it back in later in the edit. Yeah. There was a priest at a wedding I went to once that I'm pretty sure was reading the name of the bride and groom from off his hand. And it's like, and we are so happy to have Dylan and Christina with us today.
How does this?
Yeah, so we see do that.
I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for your meddling ears and that stupid dog. Okay.
The thing about knowing somebody for 21 years is that we know each other's tells.
Yeah. God. All right. So where was I? Okay.
Australia.
Yes, of course. So, Fabrette eventually escapes Pepe Le Pew.
Yes.
Where are you, living doll?
I think that there's a line before she does that June Foray says that is a really, really, really good line of dialogue from Michael Maltese, which is...
Fabrette, you are not going to let a little thing like breathing stand between you and happiness.
And she says it perfectly as well.
So there's this perfume gang. She runs into her perfume shop, sprays it on Pepe Le Pew, and then the fumes just turn into monsters. They just fight off each
the perfume away. I love that.
Yeah, that's this is a
Perfect.
very strongly written short. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's around this point that Fabrette has left. Fabrette kind of leaves the short for a little bit as Pepe Le Pew is like, "What's this? I don't know what's going on." Walks by a bunch of humans and everything. It's like, "Oh, pew, 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 pew."
I must find out what this pew means every time I appear. Here it is. Pew. It means no. No, not me.
It's actually when the short becomes a pretty good Pepe Le Pew cartoon to a fucking phenomenal one.
Yeah.
Because he denies it at first. He's like, no, that can't be. That's not what pew means. That can't possibly. And I wrote down here, he finds out what he means. Does he have a midlife crisis?
Essentially.
Does he think?
Yeah. No, I because I initially said, like, okay, this is fascinating. Pepe has just no gauge of reality in this sense. And then once he knocks out a sewer rat, he finally begins to understand, and it crushes him. And this is genuinely excellent work that only could have happened after a good 10 or so years of making Pepe Le Pew cartoons. Like this, this succeeds on the basis of other cartoons that have the same hook, and this finally builds on it. And he finally comes to this realization about himself.
C'est true. Pepe, you are a Pew? For her, I will make myself dainty.
Wait, Favorite. If you cannot lick them, join them. Look, over there.
Baby doll! Ah, my darling, I am so glad you... So glad you... Ooh, glad I...
So he finally knows what the other end of it feels like, because it's not something that he's used to. It's not a scent he's used to. And, you know, it becomes the opposite, where now he's running from her, because she finally doesn't know he's basically taken the odor off of himself, and now is chasing after him, wanting him to finally get a taste of his own medicine. And I mean, I like how this ending works. I mean, you know, the moment that Pepe realizes he needs to change to find a woman, Fabrette figures out the same thing and sticks herself up in a Lindbergh factory. It could have worked if only one of them realized they needed to change. Fabrette didn't need to change. This is just narrator June Foray's fault. If she hadn't have said, hey, you should go in there and stink yourself up, then we wouldn't have the conflict, and we would have actually had a happy ending in a Pepe Le Pew cartoon, which, to be fair, I think the whole point is that there isn't one. And, you know, it's still a satisfying ending without being a happy ending.
Yeah, just June Foray crying. Ah, that's New Orleans. You cry, you laugh. Goodbye. It just ends the cartoon.
Yeah, it's and she just is like, you know, well, it's her fault. The whole thing is her fault, and she's like, you never know what happens. These two have their own. She's not even, again, like Pepe, she's not even realizing she's at fault. So the cycle continues again. I shouldn't be making these really analytical, well thought out points about a cartoon, about a Pepe Le Pew cartoon.
No, and that's the weird thing.
Yeah.
What is it's a story that takes the tropes of Pepe Le Pew and discusses the methods in which he does indeed stink, while also having a female love interest who would like to be in a relationship with him but can't? How is this the most detailed and storied Pepe Le Pew short I've ever seen?
Wow!
Yeah. So pretty much what I'm saying is, folks, we don't need a 2020 short where Pepe Le Pew finds himself and aims to be better. Michael Maltese figured that shit out in 1959.
Yeah, we don't need someone like Max Landis to try and do that. No, we have this.
No. Yeah.
Whoa, man. Like, you know, from a conceptual standpoint, this is really fascinating, this cartoon, because instead of the same old things, we have an actual subversion of how these cartoons usually work, with Pepe actually realizing his own faults. That doesn't happen in other cartoons. I mean, and in the end, Pepe actually does the right thing, but it comes at such an awful time, as Fabrette is too young to realize that she shouldn't have to change for him. It's one of the most thoughtful Pepe Le Pew cartoons ever made, and one that's way more complex than just Pepe doesn't understand consent.
The gift of the Magi, is it not? So I'm going to give this an anvil rating of 4 out of 5 anvils.
That's exactly what I'm giving it. It's probably one of the best Pepe Le Pew cartoons out there, because it actually does something.